That contract was signed on the basis of the presentation by ADANI. And that presentation, if it was fictitious, if it was false, then there is no contract. You know, when you do a contract, it must be with clean hands. And that's a very basic principle in law.
So, hello guys. What we had yesterday is President William Samuel Ruto cancelling the ADANI.
Stated in the past, and now reiterate today, that in the face of undisputed evidence or credible information on corruption, I will not hesitate to take decisive action. Accordingly, I now direct, in furtherance of the principles enshrined in Article 10 of the Constitution on transparency and accountability, and based on new information provided by investigative agencies and partner nations, that the procuring agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for the JKIA expansion public-private partnership transaction.
But we were happy because of the Gen Z. I tried a lot with this guy having a bad reputation, having a mania coming to clarify to us what was going on, and Kenyans were very angry. How can you sell a whole hotpot? Richard Onyonka was there. He was actually trying to make sense to Kenyans and to fellow members of parliament.
Your Excellency, how can we sell our airports? What is it? How can we take 14 airstrips and give them to an Indian company? Nobody knows the agreement and what has been signed. We have 5,000 employees with the Kenya Airports Authority, and nobody knows where these people are going to go.
That this thing was done behind the doors. This guy, we later even realized that he was even given, he was almost also in the chief, and about the Shah. And then he actually concluded or closed the ties with the Kitrako.
Viongozi gani hawa wako kwa maofisi wamekuwa wakikula pamoja na ADANI na kuna pesa wamengawa pamoja na ADANI.
Now, President Ruto closed ties. Well, he might be able to control the Kenya justice system, but remember, this for him to terminate these contracts. What we have is this amount that the government has to pay this particular guy for the expenses they have gone to seal this deal.
After that meeting. So as at now, I want to leave it generally that we are in the process of termination. And the brief will include if there is any possible cost implication, which in my view, I think there shouldn't be.
Now the deal has been sealed. Remember, this thing is not going to be tried on Kenyan courts because it involves an international law. Remember the contract between international procurement or international suppliers or international investors. This deal is done on International Court of Justices. And this guy said he's going to fight. And why is Ruto cancelling despite him knowing that he's going to pay billions and billions of money?
I have stated in the past, and now reiterate today, that in the face of undisputed evidence or credible information on corruption, I will not hesitate to take decisive action.
Maybe, remember it took almost some hours before the president actually went to parliament to give his speech. Maybe he was promised of those money. Maybe those international partners he was speaking about were going to finance the penalties that Kenyans are going to face.
Are in the process of termination. And the brief will include if there is any possible cost implication, which in my view, I think there shouldn't be.
It is the Kenyans that requested for the government not to work for the ADANI. The Kenyans are happy. So this means that it is the taxpayers' money, which instead of maybe which was going to pay the lecturers or which was going to pay the universities, that is actually going to be used to pay the consequences or the penalties that you are going to face because we already closed big deals, and there were actually terms and conditions that were laid off in case of public disruption, public unrest. that the ADANI group was actually going to be paid. So as Kenyan citizens, we are happy, but we need to bear the cost. But at the end of it all, we are going to blame these leaders, because from before, when this was actually realized, we tried to protest and they never listened to the people. And let not anybody akudanganya kuambia kwamba ati Ruto listen to the people. Ruto is submissive to his partners, not the citizens.
And based on new information provided by investigative agencies and partner nations, that the procuring agencies within the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum immediately cancel the ongoing procurement process for the JKIA expansion public-private.
Because anajua kudeal na citizens, broad-based government, kupeana pesa kwa makanisa, hizo vitu zote anajua. So mtu asikudanganye akuambie eti anajua kusikiza wananchi, hiyo ni